everything so we can get our class started. All right. So, hold on. Let me see if anybody else is gonna come. All right, we're good. Got a good amount of. Yeah, we'll go forward with this. What's going on, guys? So, welcome to Monday Prep. For those of you that are new, this is our one time a week to kind of get a good grasp on, how our market, tends to move throughout the week. We had it every Sunday before this, and I think I might go back to Sundays only because I really like to prep the way we were doing on Sunday and then prepare, once we got that out the way, then we just had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to kind of see how the market goes, if we're right on our theory. And a lot of the times, I mean, you guys saw, man, shit, man. You go back at the videos, you'll see in the trades afterwards, right? Like we're pretty much on it, man. We played the short last week. Yeah, let me see if I can go back to that chart. BTC USDTP. Is it this one? This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. All right, cool. Let me get this out the way. No, bam. Right, so this is the chart that we always go over every Sunday prep or every Monday prep. Now, we've been charting Bitcoin since we started Good Vibes, obviously. And since we started doing these preps, man, we've been doing all of this. For those of you that are new, we've been charting this bad boy from all the way back here, man, and we just been doing our thing. Every time it goes to certain levels, we're drawing out our lines. We looked at this double top when it did come out. I know a few guys played the short, and of course, this big short, right? Like this was the main. Hold on, I'm trying to get a grasp on this right here. Oh, it's locked. That's why. Especially with this short right here, man. This was a good one, and I want to say because we've had this one. Here we go. There we go. All right. We've had, well, what was it? Or was it around here? Right. So we've had this short for a while. Like even before we even got anywhere up to this level. I played it last week and we hit one for like 360% short, right? And then the second time we hit it was for like 140%, and that's because it was based on resistance, right? We got straight, super hardcore resistance here on the 4 hour and the daily, right? We have a nasty supply zone here. And I mean, it played out beautifully, right? Look, not only did we take advantage of those days that we played the short, we got hella good fucking entries, right? Like we've been up here this whole time, both entries were around almost 25. The second one was 24977, right? So that's still up here on the second try. And I just closed it earlier today, to try trade Bitcoin again because I trimmed it, the way I wanted to already, man. Like it performed, and it performed way better than I thought, right? So we thought we might have got something like this where even if you played the double top here, right? And the last time, mind you, this last time was a supply zone, not a. Yo, what's up with my computer, man? I feel like this thing is fucking lagging out today. Hold on. Supply zone. Why is it not turning green? I mean red. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, man, this thing. Anyways, so yeah, guys, I'm sorry. This thing is acting up today. We played it the right way, right? Like we even saw last time, we had resistance here, and even though this one didn't play out as beautiful as this one, but it gave you profits, right? If we had our limit entry around this same zone that we saw before, right? We think we were looking at around here, around the 2158, it performed, right? It still gave us 2 days of it coming down from what 585 all the way to almost 2377. So that's profits, right? That's more than 100%. I want to say on 100x, and that's what I was pretty much looking for on this one, right? Not only was this one a stronger one because it's bigger, and on the daily time frame, and I think this is really the last, wall we're seeing for something that has the potential to go back into bullish territory, like everybody keeps talking about, right? Look, even with the sell-off and everything we've had the past few days, we're still overall on our uptrend, right? Like, look, if anything, the candles are still just right here, barely holding on. You know, we can wick out to here, right? That's the whole point of wick. But if that body tends to close back up, just like this day, right? Beautiful example right here. And again, we had this line drawn out since this because it gave us higher lows here, higher lows here. That's your basic uptrend, right? With higher lows. So again, it happened to reject off of something we already had, right, which was our supply zone right up here, and it also bounces exactly almost right on the dot on where our fucking trend lines are, guys. This is why I encourage you guys to really practice with these charts, right? The more you practice, the more you're gonna start seeing these patterns, man. When you're able to put something up like this and something like this, and mind you, I haven't been around, I've been busy this week to really, play these longs off of this, but I did it today. What was that trend? And you can even look at the picture, right? I think I sent it in here with the uptrend that it was writing. Yo, dude, this computer is fucking up today. Boom, uptrend, right? Like as long as it's writing a certain uptrend, I played it off of that. Went up to here, boom, came down. Like just because you write something doesn't mean it's gonna go all the way to TP4, right? But profits are profits. This thing gave us 60 something percent on just the first write up. You know what I mean? So, as long as you're able to identify these things, guys, you can play it for what it is. And only practice will give you that. Only practice will train your eyes to identify these levels. You know what I mean, and find these levels. And again, that only comes with practice. The more you train your eyes to identify these things and trade every day, and train your eyes, then the more you're gonna catch these trades, man. So when I just think it's crazy that TA can do that for you, right? That TA can help you draw these lines out, and the fact that these things actually perform off of it, right? Like it's just incredible. And again, that just makes you even a better, more profitable trader if you're hitting these like this, right? So you know practice, guys, man. Keep reading these charts on a day-to-day basis. We're here in these chats 24/7. When you guys have questions, we are more than happy to come join you guys and answer. This is why me and Brian do these lives, because we wanted to teach you guys how to actually be able to read these charts. Because once you're able to read these charts, then what you trade is pretty much on you and your preference, right? Once you're able to read charts, then you can go to crypto, forex, options, stocks. As long as it has candlestick patterns, you'll be able to read it. And that's the beauty of this, right? Again, it's just on you on what preference, right? The reason I left stocks and options, and I love stocks and options, I left it because I'm a night guy. I don't like waking up at fucking 4 in the morning. I'm in the West Coast, so I had to be up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Do my homework, and then the market opens up by 5:36, whatever, 6:30. And I'm not a morning guy. That's not my thing. I feel like I trade better at nights. I like nights because the market to me is less volatile, right? Like when you're open, when you're trading during New York hours, right? And again, those of you that if you ever want to look at your time frames, just download. Hold on, I'm trying to get this fucking time frame. 30 minute. Hello, okay, it's there. What's it called? When you're looking at these different time frames, um, again, you could just practice on how to kind of, see what way you want to head towards this and attack it in different ways, right? Like if you're a swing trader, obviously you're gonna be looking at bigger time frames, man. But if you're day trader, right, we always suggest you guys look at 4 hour and under, right? Anything 4 hour and under seems to be holding pretty well. The hour is personally one of my favorite time frames, right? I love trading on the hour chart, looking for certain for certain what's it called indicators as well, right? Like we just because I always turn this off, guys, I do this so I can show you the candles, but don't doesn't mean that I don't use these bad boys down here, man. These are my babies, right? Like these indicators has helped me get tons and tons of trades. Brian uses his indicators, right? Everybody has their specific indicators, and the reason we teach you guys these things is so you can find which one best works for you. Just because the stochastic and the MACD work great for me, that doesn't mean it's gonna work great for everybody else. You know what I mean? Like this is where your practice and your time comes into play on how you trade, right? The more you practice, the more you trade, the more able to use these different indicators and things that will help you guys become better traders, right? Because that is the point at the end of the day, is to become a better trader, and the only way you're gonna do that is with practice. The only way you're gonna be able to do that is by putting in the work. And when you put in the work, dude, there's in anything in life is results, right? If you half-ass something, you're gonna get half-ass results. If you put something in and you're there dedicated to this, like I am, bro, I'm dedicated to my work. I love what I do. I left my 9 to 5 because I hated what I did, right? And now I'm doing this, which I love. So it only makes sense for me to dedicate my time and energy to this. You know what I mean? So, um, So yeah, guys, pretty much it. Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's go back to the daily, man. I'm really still kind of neutral on where Bitcoin is at, right? Like again, I love the fact that we're still in our overall uptrend. You understand? And that's that big blue line right here, the nice thick one that I just adjusted. Um, we're still holding, and that's a very good thing. But we're also at that pinnacle point, right? That pivotal point where if we break here, we're breaking trend, and again, we haven't broken this trend in quite some time. Look, in almost 55 days. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's part of the market, right? Like, not everything is always gonna go up and not everything is always gonna go down. We're gonna have our points where, it'll just consolidate. And if it stays in between these two, nice little demand at around 21, 20K, I want to say, right? I still think 20K is a really strong support. We have that wall. We have that nasty, nasty wall at 25, and I think it'll probably take some time for us to break it, being that we just ran the way we did. We haven't seen a run like this in over a year, right? Like, even if you look at, we just experienced a whole year of downtrend, right? Last November was the last time, everything was fucking coming straight down, right? We experienced it for a whole year. And even in that whole year, we had days, yeah, we had days like this where it ran up, but then it just continued doing what it's doing. You know what I mean? We haven't seen a strong run like this since the bull market. So this is why a lot of people are super bullish in the market right now. You'll see it in alts. You'll see them explode the way they've been exploding because people are investing and taking advantage of these discount prices. And it's something I've been preaching for the past 4, 5, 10 Sunday preps, right? I've been telling you guys since we were in these levels that everything is at a discount price. That even if Bitcoin was to hit that 12K like everybody was expecting when we were down here, that what, this would have been still a good starting point to invest in your long-term coins, right? And then of course, if it comes down to, hey, 8K, 5K, 1K, that is where you add to your spot, right? That's where whatever coin you're owning at that point, that's where you really add to it, right? Because again, it's only going up from fucking zero, right? Unless the whole market dies. And guys, when one thing I can say is that we don't know where this thing goes, right? Like, we never know where these fucking coins really go. These charts, what we practice is TA, and it'll show us, give us an idea of where it can head, right? Or where it can't head, or where it can reject, and that's the beauty of TA. But we really don't know where these things go. Nobody can tell you in 2 days where exactly Bitcoin is gonna be, because there's just no, it's one of those things that just nobody fucking knows, man. Um, so with that being said, try to play this for what it is, man. Like, right now, we're pretty bullish, right? We just, again, came out of a whole year of damn downtrend, right? Nasty, bearish, just coming down for a whole year. Now we've been running up for almost 2 months, which is a beauty. And again, just like in every trend, right? When you have your uptrend, you're gonna have your pullbacks. And I know you guys that are bears that were, born, I want to say, into the bearish market a few months ago. You guys are bears, right? Because you guys love to play the downside. Now, just because, and again, you guys that were only bears, right? You guys got pretty much crushed when this market was pushing up the way it did. I've seen a lot of bears get crushed, right? Because you just want to play the resistance. When the market is doing this, it's hard to play the resistance, because all you're gonna see is like a knife through butter, it cutting right up and slicing through resistance lines. So this is why I try to encourage you guys to really play it both ways. Try to stay or get accustomed to trading both ways, up and down. Of course, you want to be a bull when the day is green. You want to be a bear when the day is red, right? You don't want to permanently be a bull or bear, because then your feelings get into it. And I used to be a permanent bull, right? And then when I saw Bitcoin at 14K, I'm like, this is bullshit. And I used to get mad, guys, and it made no sense, because I'm waking up and I'm looking at the, charts, and I'm like, dude, we're at 15K, really? This fucking market sucks and it's ass and blah 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 blah. And it would get me in a shitty mood, and I would make shitty trades, right? When you try to trade with that robot mentality, you want to do exactly that. You don't want to have any feelings, towards anything, right? Like, you don't want to have, you don't want to get mad if the market is running up, and you don't want to get mad if the market is running down. You want to play the market for what it is. Play, trend is your friend, they say, right? You want to trade with the trend. If the market is running up, then obviously we should be looking at longs, right? And vice versa if our market is running down. Okay, now Today is weird, right? I played that long earlier because again, I saw Bitcoin was holding. Let me see if I can find what I was looking at, right? Okay, so of course it was this. It was still riding the trend. We came down. I think I got an entry around here. Got our, percentage, came back down. Fine, right? I still like this trade, right? I still feel like as long as we hold this, strong blue, uptrend, overall uptrend, we can still possibly do all of this and still continue to go, right? And again, I tell you the guys because again, I know a lot of you guys like to play the shorts. You can get money, you can get money playing shorts in a bull market. Absolutely. There's always gonna be a wall that hits and it's gonna come trickling down. However, you get more bang for your buck when you follow the trend, right? After these pullbacks, you're more likely to grab a nice strong bottom, long on something that's coming up and profit from it more without it even coming down. Without it even coming down to stop loss at entry, right? Because it's you're following the market. You see what I'm saying? So try to trade with the trend, guys. Right now, yeah, I went long, and again, it was more because I saw something that I really like. You know what I mean? I saw a nasty drop, right? Usually after a nasty drop, you'll see a nice little pop, and it started to do that, right? I think I caught it around here. It did what it did. Starting to push right back up, like I said. His stop loss at entry, but I'm still pretty bullish on this. I feel like it might continue, to give us a nice little run. We also have some resistance, right? Right here at 370, where we've seen it works as a support, and boom, it happened to reject almost exactly on it, right? So definitely watch that resistance. If you guys are longing from these levels. Um, it's still pretty neutral, guys. Like I want to say we're still very neutral, and I mean if you look at the chart, we're smack dab in the middle. And those of you that's been to these lives, and I hate trading in the middle, right? Like there's they call it no man's land for a reason. And again, we caught a trade today because we were still riding trend, and it was a quick in and out. Look, we already grabbed that 60, got his stop loss and entry, we're out. But for overall, it's still a risky trade, right? Because again, let's say if it would have broken, right, and it wouldn't have pushed up the way it did, then you have all of this space for this thing to have a possible, right? This is your possible second chance at it is to get a nice little bounce in this demand zone. And if it doesn't, then you're kind of holding a short from all the way up here to here, and that's pretty big, nasty loss, right? A pretty big percentage. And the same goes for your longs, right? Even if you would have long from here, right? I mean, excuse me, for your shorts, right? Even if you're long or shorting in the middle, your resistance is up here, right? So what happens if it starts to push? You have all of this space for your second chance, right? And this is why when I say second chance, I mean it, right? Like this is why I only do one DCA, because by that one DCA is giving me that second chance to make the trade right. If by the second chance I cannot make this trade right and it's still going the opposite of what I'm planning, then I have to take my loss on the chin and keep it going, right? Losses are part of it, guys. Don't let some of these guys that like to fluff up their numbers and, tell you, oh, yeah, guys, we hit 100 for the week. Don't let them fluff you up with that shit, because real traders take losses. It takes a real trader to take a loss to learn from it. You understand? And a real trader admits when he loses, right? Like I can't stand it when I see some of these guys, taking losses and they don't mention it. They don't say shit. They just stay quiet and it's like, dude, we're all there. We're all following your call. It hit stop loss. Just say it. Fuck it. It is what it is, right? On to the next trade. But everybody wants to be perfect. Everybody, and that's not the real trading world, guys. Telling you guys from experience. I wouldn't even want to be 100% trader. I'll be honest with you. I'll get bored after hitting every fucking trade. It would get boring after a while. Again, you learn from the mistakes that you do. That goes, in life in general, and that goes for trading. Every time I made a mistake in trading, I've always gone back to look at it. All right, well, shit, I longed it from up here, and oh, damn, you know what? Hello, it was at a resistance point. Duh, that's why it probably didn't play out. Like things like that will help you understand what you are doing. So believe me when I tell you guys, losses are very, very much so part of the trading process. And this is why I encourage the losses, because they will make you a better trader. They will make you go back and see what you did wrong. You understand? So again, like I said, don't let these guys fluff you up with those bullshit numbers. Oh, I hit 100%. One, are they throwing out 30, 20 trades? Probably not. They're probably throwing out like 4 or 5. And in that case, then shit, man. I mean, if you're only throwing out 4 trades a month, once a week, and it hits, that's good. And you had 100%, by all means, again. But if you're day trading, bro, and you're throwing 30 trades and you're not missing one, then something's fucking going on. There's something weird is fucking happening. And it is what it is. But that's the day we live in nowadays, man. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty neutral. Like I said, we have our resistance here. We're right dab in the middle. We have our support here. It's literally a flip of a coin right now, right? And again, you can even look at things like this, right? We can even kind of have a nice little downtrend going on right here. So, we can sit and wait for these things to break, right? Look, it's getting closer and closer. It's wedging more and more. When these things wedge and they get tighter like this, you expect a pop or a drop, right? Either we're going to drop, break this nice little uptrend that has been holding for almost 50 something days and break down, and that's our short opportunity, right? Or we might get a nice little pop, which I'm personally pushing up on. I really feel like we might get a pop more than a drop, but again, I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm just going based off what the market has been doing for the past few weeks, fucking almost 2 months. It's been showing us that people still want to buy, right? That it's not only a market where shit goes down like we've been seeing for the past year. It's I told you guys, we got to a level where it got people's interest again, and people want to buy, and this is why we're seeing so much pushing, right? We're catching everybody's attention again. Everybody's buying. So these things are going to continue running up the way they have been. So of course, overall, I'm still pretty bullish on that point. For this week, again, I'm really, really neutral this week, just because again, right now, from what I'm looking at, Monday, in the afternoon, it's smack dab in the fucking middle. So Bitcoin, as fun as that trade was earlier, it was precise, man. It was a beautiful entry. We got in and out. I'm gonna keep looking for more trades. But for other coins, just because I really see Bitcoin kind of just going sideways from here, maybe to the end of this week. Who knows, right? Like we'll see what it does when it does, and when it does, we'll be prepared, right? Like we already have our lines set up, and again, for those of you that don't know, you can do shit like this. This is what I call preparing, setting yourself up for success, right? If we know that Bitcoin is wedging like this, then fuck, we put up our trend lines, we set alerts on them, right? Alert, hey, notify me when the bar is closed under that line, right? Crossing down the bar. Once that bar is closed, I want this to let me know. So once the hour candle officially closes under this trend line, it's going to alert me. That's a good indication for a short, right? And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to look at my indicators to see if they match. And if they match, then fuck it, we're shorting Bitcoin. And the same goes for this trend, right? I might not get in a long because I got in one earlier today, and I really do not like chasing the same trade. But hey, you know how many fucking coins follow Bitcoin? 80% of these coins. You can scroll through 80% of these coins and you'll see the almost exact same pattern as Bitcoin because they follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin is that mother coin, the father coin, whatever you want to call it. It's the head honcho. So when I tell you that people tend to, and even myself, days like today, I tend to look at Bitcoin for that big move, and then that'll, kind of give me a good headway on how I want to attack the rest of these altcoins, right? If Bitcoin's at a super strong resistance, you could bet your ass that I'm looking for shorts for all of these, right? Because if Bitcoin does this, what happens? It brings down the market with it, right? Like it did a few days ago. So, yo, I got my fucking Vibez. Oh man, this thing, dude. Okay, all right. So yeah, guys. Right now, like I said, I'm pretty neutral. Let me look at Spy, see how Spy is doing, and the same, goes for Spy, guys. We've been looking at Spy. For those of you that haven't joined our Monday press before, we've been eyeing Spy for quite. Oh shit, she bro. Oh, no wonder the market did go down. Okay, you see, guys, I haven't been paying attention this week because I've been super busy, right? But fuck, this is something that we've been talking about for ages, man, ages and ages. And look, I even had my alert line right here at 417 that if we were to break this last supply zone, the market was gonna probably go super green and we would maybe see Bitcoin at fucking 30K, because this is the last time. So the good thing about SPY and your stock market and things like that is that they have trends where it's, I want to say it's kind of easier to read than crypto. Is less volatile, right? I think when we charted this, we counted the days. Um, And here, guys, those for you that you don't actually count the days per day, but you use tools like this, and it'll let you know how long these things have been in trend, right? So we got the bottom of there till the time it broke here again, 660, almost 2 years of it going on an uptrend, right? What happened when it finally did break out? We went on a downtrend for exactly, what was it? I think it was like 368 days. Bam, right here. 373 days, right? So we've been in this downtrend in a bearish channel for a whole year. Okay, and again, just like I told you guys, right? Just because we're in a bearish sentiment, that does not mean that you cannot long these things and make money. You just got to catch them at the bottom pivotal points, right? Certain points, strong support, and you can still catch them riding up while it's in a fucking downtrend. But of course, if you're grabbing these things at the top, right? If you got this entry right here, even where it's at now, it never came back up. Stop loss at entry, meaning you get way more bang for your buck when you're following the trend. Okay. So we finally broke out of this downtrend, right? We finally broke out of being in a whole year of a downtrend. We've been looking at all of this. We made a new demand zone, which was a supply zone at one point, but it broke it, as you can see. And then it just consolidated in between these two zones, which is why we had this here, right? It had one small uptrend that it was following. Again, I didn't see this last Friday. I haven't gone back to this chart in a week, guys, because again, I've just been busy, man. But, just by us already having these lines, man, again, what are the chances that we had this line before any of these candles were formed, right? Why? Because it was following an uptrend, giving us higher lows, higher lows. Well, shit, look at where it bounced off of today and yesterday. Like, how much of a coincidence is that? I wouldn't be surprised if this is the big mine, and the thicker one is the bigger time frame. So the fact that it actually went up this high today off of this bounce, like, and it's showing us that it's still holding kind of this trend. It's just crazy to me, man. This is why I love TA, guys. Like, I really do love that shit. I love being right. When you're able to draw something and play it, and it bounces and it performs off of it, and you're making money, then it's a great fucking feeling, guys. I tell you right now, it's a super fucking great feeling. But again, had I seen this, that we broke down, right? We broke the first uptrend, we broke the demand zone, then I would have been more bearish in our market as well. Because that was a demand zone it broke, right? And we got rejected, man. We keep getting rejected at this little zone here. The fact that it broke above it and it, did consolidate for a few days, but then came right back down, just shows you that we're quite not ready. This is why I tell you guys that I don't think we're ready to really break this 25K just yet, man. There are a lot of things factor out when it comes to looking at all these charts, and it's almost matching them, simultaneously, and seeing that, when resistance is showing for fucking SPY and Bitcoin, expect the market to go down, and a lot of the times it does, right? I think, what was it, last time we caught even this resistance before it came down, we were looking at Bitcoin, and she had a resistance on it was around here somewhere, that it happened to come down at the same time. So it's just crazy how both these markets do match. I've been preaching it for a while since I started learning about Bitcoin. I used to trade stocks and options. And me and one of my best friends, we used to just look at Bitcoin in the mornings and the night before. And if we used to see Bitcoin going up, we were like, oh shit, I wouldn't be surprised if SPY starts pushing up. And we used to play SPY long, dude, and it worked. It was fucking crazy, but it worked a lot more, a lot of the times more than others. So that just shows you how much that these two charts, our stocks and our crypto, man, they're not far. They're not far. When one market is doing good, the other one tends to follow. When the market is doing bad, the other one tends to follow, right? Look at, again, you just saw SPY having a red day today. Well, hey, look at us having a red day today, right? Like, we have a few greens, but the majority of our coins are red, so that just shows you that you kind of want to lean more towards the short. On a day like today, that doesn't mean that you can't print on a long, because we still do have our greens. You know what I mean? So there's all things that I want you guys to, keep your eyes on, to look at, right? Trading is not just fucking lines. Like some people try to make it out to be, that it's just as simple as doing lines. Hell no. If it was that easy, everybody would do it, right? Is different things that play into it. There's knowing your different markets. There's knowing that when your alts are down and your BCTD dominance is up, that expect Bitcoin to pop, right? And we have these charts for you guys here, right? Like, again, and I'm saying this because I know a few of you guys are new here. Where is it? Again, this is something that I went over last week, right? This is your pattern charts. When your market is bullish. Oh shit, they changed it. What? Oh, damn. They changed the layout on this. All right, so yeah, look, when your market is bullish or bearish, right? You have your bearish patterns right here. These are the top patterns you guys should be looking at when your market is pushing down. Your double hand, your cup and hand, inverted cup and handles, your double tops, your bear flags. This is something that I always look at is your bearish channel, right? I tend to play a lot of trades off of this, and I just showed you guys that SPY was in a bearish channel and it broke out, right? And when the market is nice and green, you have your green ones, right? You have your double bottoms, your inverse head and shoulders, your cup and handles. Those are my three favorite right there. You know, um, you have all these tools that will help you guys become better traders. Here's the live from last week. It just uploaded, beautiful. Let me see what else I was going to show you guys. Of course, you guys got your books and everything here as well. If you guys need books, candlestick patterns. Like we're really big on education, guys. And trust me when I tell you guys, I plan on expanding this way bigger than what it is right now. I plan on adding 10 times more books than what we have now. Again, it's something that's a process, right? It takes time to really build these servers the way you want them to, and I'm in it for the long run, man. I'm not going anywhere. This is my server, man. I'm sticking to it. This is home. I'm not going anywhere, man. So trust me, I'm gonna keep adding more and more value every month, every year, every week. I'm just gonna keep trying to find things to better this so it can make your trading a lot easier. This is why we also have that AI GVT bot, right? I haven't seen anybody with that right now, but it's something that is cool, right? The fact that you can access AI GVT, look at LJ's been playing with it. Short term, long term settings for RSIs. It gives you all that shit, man. Like if you look up, which one are your top um patterns to play in a market, right? It'll give you the ones that I just mentioned. It'll name the top 10. So we have all these tools for you guys for a reason, man. It will help your trading out. And then of course you have us here that if you guys ever want to just have a question, hey Kenny, what's the setting or what do you prefer on this and things like that, then we'll always be here to answer you guys, man. So let me see what else. So yeah, guys. Right now, again, even on Spy, man, I want to see it. Maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna check back on Spy tomorrow, see if we get a nice little bounce. We closed right on the fucking blue line, guys. Like literally right on our uptrend. So I'm hoping that the next day it'll maybe open up and start picking up. At least, even if it rejects to the 408, but at least gets us back into the four. That would kind of level us out in our playing field, I want to say. And again, right, look where the other one is at. It's right at a blue line, right? And the market is closed. And where's Bitcoin, right? Right at our fucking blue uptrend, man. So coincidence? I don't know. You never know. Um, but yeah, other than that, guys, I'm pretty neutral. Let's take a look at Ethereum real fast, and then I think I'll call it a night from there. Let me see what happened on this trade. Oh shit, I was on this trade, and look, it exploded, man. Exploded, but I think I took a loss on this one. Yeah, I think I got in here. I see. I can't stand when it does shit like this, right? Like, look, I got in here. I anticipated this, right? And again, didn't know it was gonna happen, but it happened. However, I was in just too early, man. I got in here, hit stop loss, danced around stop loss the whole time. Fucking finally broke that small uptrend, right? That would have been a prime entry, guys. Like, and this is what I show. I love to show you guys shit like this because this is my mistake as a trader, right? I didn't get in at a good time. I got in, I was hoping, bullshit, I was hoping that we were going to get a nice little bounce off of this demand zone, right? We were super close to it, and it showed us historically that it kept getting a nice little bounce off of it, right? But, it didn't play out. You fucking ass. At this, this is how I remember this trade exactly, because I remember that shit knife down the minute I got on, guys. I got on this fucking candle right here, and look, boom, boom. And the next 3 hours, it went straight to stop loss. The next 2 hours, it went straight to stop loss. And that'll happen, right? That's trading. That's okay. But now that I'm looking back at it, this is what I tell you guys, right? You learn from your mistakes, right? I had a downtrend going and it rejected. And look, I fucked up because I got in anticipating that it would break it out. And those are the dangers of anticipating a trade, right? Like, and you guys see me write that all the time. Hey, I'm anticipating a breakout on Bitcoin. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. This time I was anticipating a breakout. I didn't get it. I got the rejection. The very next candle showed that this was still on a downtrend, right? Because it still gave us lower highs, rejected the shit out of it, right? Went straight to stop loss. But then right here is where it would have been a fucking beautiful entry. Why? Because not only did we break our downtrend, right? Boom, it breaks our downtrend, comes down, it retests exactly on the fucking line. That's your entry, right? So then now you got an entry around here, which never really dipped too crazy except for this crazy candle, right? Because look at the wick on it down and then look at the wick on it up. But the body still closed green. And then the next one, rocket, right? That's your prime entry on this. Not only was it at a demand zone, which again, I didn't even get this one. I got it above the demand zone, but this would have been prime because it broke out, retested. You're in your demand zone still, and boom, if you get in here, stop loss is here, or obviously under these wicks now, right? But it's still minimized. You're minimizing your damage, by putting it down there. You're getting a way better entry, so you're not taking that big of a loss, even if you do take a loss. And look, I mean, it just played out beautifully, man. Really fucking beautifully. Right, now that these lines and look how crazy the TP lines are, right? Like, mind you, right? I showed you guys where I got in all the way back here. Look how good the T, and this is, not to toot my horn or anything like that, but this is what comes with hard work, right? You guys know how hard I work at these, TA and these lines, right? Look, we had these lines all up before any of this happened, okay? The first one, TP1, look where it bounced off of, right? It went up, did all that shit. The body closed exactly on it. The next candle exactly picked up from there. So that shows you that TP1 is on point, right? Next TP, broke through it, came down. Look where exactly it fucking stopped and picked up and started going. Another TP to the fucking T, right? This one, not showing much, right? I think a little bit. That wick is showing that it came a little close to it. Nothing crazy, right? TP4, it obviously broke right by it. But then if we start coming back here, look at TP4, right? We got one perfect hit on it. Boom. And then it went back up, right? Let me see. Right here, another perfect hit on it, right? That wick went there. Boom. Came right back down. So now 1, 2, and 4 is looking great. And then, I mean, shit, look at number 3, how it's holding, it's working as a super strong support, right? Right here, all of this is holding all of this up until it goes boom and goes off of it, right? So, and then look at number 4 again, man. Look at that shit. Like, the fact that the wick, I told you guys, it doesn't matter. The wick can come down until here. If that body candle closes above any trend line or any support line like this, it is still valid. It's where the body of the candle closes, right? Like, again, all this wick is nothing because the body closed right there on the red. The red, the green opened up here and picked up exactly from there. That's TA, guys. That's fucking hard work, man. This is why I love what I do because I put in a lot of hard work into this TA to be able to see these things like this. And when I come back to it and I'm seeing that it's just bouncing almost exactly on these lines, I'm like, holy shit, damn! I really placed those fucking lines good, right? So that's only gonna come with practice, guys. The more you practice, the more you're gonna get these things. And now I'm gonna erase them, right? Because I don't want them to the next time I play Bitcoin, I don't want it to, to confuse me with anything, Either way, I'm still going to be able to see it, right? Because all I got to do is zoom out, man. And I always tell you guys, whenever you do these lines, I'm a day trader. I love my 5, 15, 30-minute hour candles, but I still go to daily and still place my lines, right? My supports, my resistance, boom, I got a resistance here, like I still look for my lines on a bigger time frame because the bigger time frame just confirms it, right? This same line, as good as it works right here, showing resistance, I can go to a 1-minute chart and it'll still show me that it bounces exactly or a little bit above it, excuse me, and then rejects even on the 1 minute, right? And that's the beauty of it, of you guys making these lines on a bigger time frame, because once you get to see it clearly on a bigger time frame, then you can definitely see it on any lower time frame and things like that, right? So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, man. Right now, even Ethereum is still been, look, I had this daily drawn out. It's wedging pretty much still. It didn't go to the very top of this, but it did give us a new lower high. I mean, new lower high, which signifies that it's still valid on this downtrend, right? Lower high, lower high. Even though it gave us 2 lower highs here and then it broke it here, but overall, bigger time frame, bigger, picture, you're still in an overall downtrend. And we're still in an overall uptrend, right? So what happens when these two meet, right? They keep squeezing tighter and tighter until pops or drops. So this is why we stay, keeping an eye on these things. This is why we do these classes, right? So every time we come back, we see what the market is doing. We see how we could, excuse me, we can see how we attack Bitcoin. We can see how we attack our market in general. Any questions, guys, before I cut out? Any questions that you guys have on anything that I went over or anything in general that you feel you need help with? Now is the time. Anytime I'm here, I like to give you guys as many, questions and anything that we can, that I myself or Brian can help you guys with, that way you guys can figure it out even faster, right? Because the whole point of these discords and groups like, what we have going on in Good Vibes is that it helps you traders learn your shit faster, right? And I say that with emphasis, right? Because when I started trading, if it wasn't for Discord, I probably would have never picked up trading, right? But again, I didn't leave it for the Discord to do everything for me. I went and picked up the books myself. I went and picked up the fucking charts, the YouTube videos. If anything, these groups help you because they directed me into the right place. Hey, Kenny, you like this? Look, try reading this. Oh, shit, thanks, guys. And then you meet a family, right? You build a community of great, like minded individuals like us that, love to fucking trade and pick each other's brains constantly. So, this is why these things are here, and this is why we're here, right? Whenever you guys have us here, take advantage of it, right? You guys are paying, membership for a reason, take advantage of what you're paying for. If we're here, dude, and you guys have questions that has been breaking your fucking heads left and right, since you started trading, then don't be embarrassed to ask, a question. Like, what is it? They say, no question is a stupid question, right? Keeping your mouth closed is the bad way to look at it because then you're just gonna stay with that thought in your mind and never get your clear answers. We're here for that reason. We're here to show you guys what we know. Again, I don't act and I don't portray myself as a super experienced trader, right? To me a real trader needs to have at least 15-20 years of experience, man. Like that to me is a real trader, right? And I'm going on my third almost 4 years now, so I still have another 15 fucking years to go. That's when I'll consider myself a trader. But again, we still have guys in here that have experience. I have experience now, right? 3 years, 3 years is 3 years. 3 years is a long way from the fucking day one that you start. Any of you guys that are even learning quicker at a quicker pace, right? No, look, write down the things you know now and check it back in 3 years, and you're gonna be amazed at the shit that you picked up and that you learned. And that's the beauty of trading, man. That there's so many things, right? Like it's not like certain professions where you read up on it, you read the whole textbook and that's it. You can know everything about that profession, right? This is not it, man. This is one thing that there's so many different trading styles and different indicators and different strategies and different opinions that there is no end game to this. There's no, you pick up a 20,000 page book and that's it. You finish and you're gonna know everything about trading. This is why, people love trading because it's just one of those things that you're gonna keep doing. If you really love this for what it is, like I told you guys, I see myself doing this the next 15 years and I'm, planning on sticking to it, man. I want to make sure that I know and learn all these things the next, 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? So I'm here, right? And I'm gonna stay here until I continue learning more and more because I'm learning also that, and I'm seeing that the more I do this, the better I get, man. Literally every year, I'm getting better and better at my craft. Getting better results on my numbers, getting better results in my trades, seeing more money because now I'm trading with a smarter head and not letting my feelings get the best of me. This is again, man. This is something that guys is gonna take a long. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time to get, but with a team like what we have here, guys like me, Brian, like the rest of the team, willing to help you guys out the way we are, you guys will get there faster. And I know that's everybody's niche on trading. They want to get there fast. I'm not saying you guys will get this shit overnight. I'm not gonna bullshit you and be like, yeah, you guys are gonna fucking be making millions of dollars by fucking in 2 days. No, that's bullshit. But you guys will learn a shitload of trading here. You will learn how to manage your risk correctly. You will learn the different types of trading, right? Smart money concept. We got guys that love Elliott Wave. Again, we just got to get these guys on here because everybody's been pretty busy lately. But we're gonna get more guys on here to do more classes for you guys. Just bear with us, man. Other than that, everything you guys need is in that server. Everything you guys, any questions you guys have, please feel free to, hit us up, DM us if you don't want to talk in front of anyone. Or like I said, write it in chats, man. This is what we're here for, right? So that is pretty much it, guys. I want to say that wraps up our Monday prep. Again, we are here every Monday. Every Monday. Well, shit. Next week, I'm actually in Georgia seeing my daughters, so I will get someone to cover my Monday prep next week, only because of that, right? I'm gonna go see my daughters in Georgia, so I won't be here for next Monday. But like I said, I will get somebody to cover me. To cover that prep. So there will be Monday prep next week, just with someone else. Let me write that one down. Give me 1 second, guys. Cover prep. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, please unmute yourselves now. Ask away. If not, then I'm gonna cut out. Put my son to bed. Maybe find another chart to trade in another few hours. Um, continue doing what we do. And like I said, if you guys think of anything from now to then just hit us up. Cool?
Got a question.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
So wick, so see the candle going all the way down, but wick stops you out. The buy's about to go all the way back up. You still entering or stay out?
No, you know what? And that's a good question, brother. That is a very good question, man. That's that unfortunately that comes with the territory that we're in, right? Like look at this trade, right? Let's say you would have longed it here. It would have literally wicked us out and then performed, right? I'm against it, man. I'm really big on sticking to my rules, and one of my rules is once you're done with a trade, whether it's a win or a loss, change the chart, man. Get out. Go look for another chart, because of shit like that, brother. Because, what happens if, yeah, it wicks us out, right? And then, hey, you see it do this. You don't catch it here or here, but fuck, man, you end up catching it all the way up here because you feel like now it's really going to explode. And then you're catching it up here and it goes down. And then you're going back to back losses, for chasing or something. Because when we chase, we don't, you know, break this fucking chart down again the way we just did the first time to get in the trade. We're eyeing it. We're eyeing it and we're paying off of emotions. One thing you do not want to do, and I really want you guys to write that shit down. You do not want to trade off of emotions, right? It's a big no-no. There's a reason why they say, psychologically trading, psychology plays a big role in trading, and they're absolutely right. You ever heard of the term? What was it like? If you wake up and stub your toe, and you start spiraling into bad shit that happens, right? Oh shit, you get in a car accident, days like that where you're spiraling, you don't want to trade. When you're in a bad mood, you don't want to trade. And I've seen it firsthand, right? I remember one week I was kicking ass, right? All week kicking ass, kicking ass, kicking ass. All of a sudden, me and my wife have an argument. I'm in a shit mood. Ah, fine, leave me alone. I'm gonna go to the garage and trade, right? I leave, I go downstairs, and when I shit you not, the next 2 or 3 calls all failed, back to back to back losses. I was like, oh, fuck me. That's because I'm in a shit mood. Now, if I go to the gym in the mornings, right? I love going to the gym in the mornings. It helps me, with tons of shit, right? It helps with depression. It helps get your mind focused, So I go to the gym. I have a good workout. I listen to some good music, maybe some motivational, affirmations or something on iTunes, right? Something positive that is keeping my mind focused while I'm at the gym. I come home and I shit you not, I make great fucking trades, man. So there is it's there. And again, not too many people speak of it, right? And I wish I had this one video that I used to send to all my students, right? It was a YouTube video. Let me see if they still have it. I doubt it. It was a YouTube video that I would send to each and every one of my students after we had damn, why the fuck does it not after we had our classes, right? After we had our one-on-one sessions, because it was something that talked about psychology, right? And again, they erased it from YouTube, which sucks. It was a whole book on it. I gotta try to find it because I really actually want to buy the book and start giving it back out to you guys, or maybe buy it or get a PDF on it and upload it for you guys, and really recommend you guys to read it and listen to it. It was that good, man, and like it really left an effect on me. And I've read it and I fucking listened to that book more than 100 times because he's the only person that I've ever heard mentioned psychology and trading together. And the guy was a psychiatrist. And this is why I tell you, right? He's like, hey, guys, I have 20 years as a psychologist, also have 20 years trading. And he says it. He still picks up books and looks at YouTube videos to this day. So this is why I tell you guys, right? If somebody with 20 years of fucking experience, it's still looking at different strategies and still looking at indicators and, theories and shit like that, that just shows you that, we got a long way to go, man. But again, he focused on one thing. He was like, hey, nobody talks about it, but psychology plays, I want to say, a 90% role into trading that nobody talks about. And then he gave us an example. He's like, you know what, guys? And the one way I learned it was that robot mentality that I spoke to you guys about earlier. He was like, I can put my best friend that's been trading for 25, 30 years in front of a computer right now, and you sit in front of him, and you will not tell by his facial expressions if he is 100,000 up or $100,000 down. That's how fucking like ice cold, no emotions this guy has, right? Because he knows his job. He knows that if he's getting on this trade because it's at a demand zone, that's his entry. He has a stop loss there. All these things are already played out to it. He already has it there. And he sticks to his rules. Okay, he hits stop loss. He writes that one down as a loss, keeps it going, looks for the next trade, right? A lot of us don't do that. Even me, brother, and I have 3 years doing this shit. I still take losses to the heart. I fucking hate losing, dude. It bothers the shit out of me. It gets me in a really fucking shitty mood, man. And which sucks because I've seen myself bounce back over and over. After one loss, boom, the next three hit. Oh shit, and I forget all about the loss. But during that moment that I take that loss, I'm pissed. I'm cursing myself out. Damn, dude, everything. You putting myself down. Oh, dude, how the fuck are you gonna enter that when it's the market is down and you're pushing up and shit like that, right? Like if I want to say if I was to be more on that robot mentality, like I preach to you guys and like I've learned from that video, then you know what? Those losses, boom. All right, guys, we took a loss. You would see me 10, 20, 30 minutes later looking for another trade and saying, all right, guys, that loss, boom. Hey, we're in this one. And I've done it a few times. I'm not going to say it always does it, right? Like I'm learning as I go. I'm still a very new trader. I'm learning as I go. And I have some days where I do that, where I take a loss. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Put it behind, that's it. Move it across. That was on Ethereum. All right, let's look at ETC. Let's look at EOS. Oh shit, I got a short opportunity here. Let me play it. Boom, I play it. It performs. Right? I forget all about the loss. I just keep it going. Right? Keep it moving forward, and that's it. So, believe me, guys, I really want to look at that fucking book, man. I gotta find out. It was so long ago that I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. But fuck, it was so good, and it really, really dissected everything on fucking on psychology. So once I get that, again, I'll add it to the library, upload the video, whatever, however way I can get it, I'll get it to you guys so you can really see what I'm talking about with that video and really understand that, from now on. And that changed me, bro. And I told you guys this shit because it really changed the way I trade, man. Like before, I used to really be emotionally attached to this, and it's made me a better trader, focusing on that, knowing that this is psychological, right? That it's not just drawing lines and calculating fucking movements and price action and this and that and all that other shit that goes with it, that it does play a big role in trading, man. Psychology plays a huge role. And again, I just noticed that nobody really talks about it, man. And that's the crazy part about it, that nobody really talks about it, but I've seen it firsthand and I know it does and it plays a part. So, that answers your question in the long term. Cool, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, my
You
man.
preach.
Oh, brother, listen. When I do something, and I'm usually the nervous, quiet type, man. But when it's something like this that I love to do, like I really do have a passion for this, guys, man. This shit has changed my life, man. Before this, I used to work in a shitty 9 to 5 as a maintenance engineer, fixing up fucking rooms in a hotel room. Anything broken, I would have to fix. I was miserable at that job, man. Fucking putting in 80 hours a week, not being able to spend time with my family, seeing my girls grow old and I have to work, and on the weekends I have to fucking pick up work, and oh shit, it's Christmas, but I still have to pick up a shift. Yeah, I was miserable, man. And since I've been doing this every day, I fucking busted my ass to make sure that if I was to leave my 9 to 5 to do this full time, that I was gonna be profitable. I had no choice, right? I've always worked good with my back against the wall, so I think that's one reason everything worked out with this. But it wasn't a walk in the park, man. There's many days of fucking depression and crying because shit is not going out the way I thought it would, but I don't quit. I keep going. Anytime I feel like quitting, I'm like, dude, look how far you got. Look at where you were last year, and look at where the possibility of where we could be at next year. And that shit just gives me the strength that I need to keep going, man. Keep pushing forward. And again, anybody with me, they're going with me, man. My team, I'm a team player, man. As long as my team is happy and they're good and they're here with me, I'm gonna push anybody that really wants this uh up the ladder with me because that's just the kind of guy I am, bro. Like I'm not a greedy man. If I was a greedy guy, I wouldn't tell you guys shit about what indicator. How many traders you guys haven't met like that, where you're like, hey, dude, what indicator is that? Oh no, I can't tell you what indicator it is, man, because that's my indicator, and I've been back testing it for months and years, and I can't tell you. It's like, what the fuck? I've heard, dude. I've ran into a few people like that, and it kills me because I'm like, dude, why wouldn't you teach the next person how to trade? If you like AR has a great system apparently, right? That gives him fucking 90% win rate. Why doesn't he show that shit to anybody, right? Like, I find that shit weird. I'm like, dude, why don't you hold classes? Teach other people how to do that. Teach me. Shit, I want to know what strategy you're using so I can have a 90% win rate, right? But again, some people are just like that. There's only think about themselves. And, I've always been raised to, there's other people out there, you don't only think about yourself, what you help out others and God returns the favor and helps you out. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I've always been raised, man. I'm always gonna, I've always, it's always open doors for me. You know what I mean? So I'm always gonna keep preaching shit like that, man. I'm always gonna preach to you guys, to do things or not to do the things that has messed me up in the past, right? I don't want you guys to do the same mistakes. So this is why I do these classes. Everything I've learned from now, from the beginning to now has been me making mistakes, right? Me learning from other traders, me fucking up, and oh shit, well, damn, my one on ones, I got a one on one. Well, here, guys, don't do this because this keeps fucking me up, right? And that's the best I can do is just keep trying to teach you guys things that I know, has set me back into becoming the trader I am today. And again, I probably would have, never learned it had I not went through that mistake. Like, I want you guys to fucking tank your account. I want you guys to make those fucking mistakes because that's what gets you guys hungrier, right? Like, and that's why I'm not big on that whole copy trading, man. Copy trading to me it's not a scam, but it's fucking, it's bullshit. All I keep thinking about is, hey, who was the first trader I ever followed? It was Conduit. And I spoke to him the other day about this, and me and him were laughing about this, right? I was like, Conduit, you remember that one time that you were in a server that I was in, and I remember following his calls, and of course I full poured it, right? I didn't pay attention. I didn't read his fucking notes. I didn't pay no mind, just like everybody else. We all do it. I full poured his trade, and that shit went instant. Yo, bro, he logged it like up here, man, and that shit went. And I'm looking at my
Yeah.
port just disappear in like 2 seconds. I kid you not, man. I got liquidated in like 4 minutes. I roll him. I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that, man? What kind of trading is that? Who buys that fucking resistance and blah 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 blah? And we laughed about it because it's like, dude, everybody goes to that shit, man. But all I keep thinking about, and I told him, is that I'm like, yo, Conduit, I'm like, you imagine if you would have been copy trading at that time and I would have picked up, just followed you on copy trading, I would have never ever gotten to where I'm at now if I only followed his fucking calls. That's why I hate that shit, guys. Like, I really have a nasty taste of copy trading in my mouth because it robs you guys from really learning how to fucking do this. And again, and I don't want to say only Americans, but us in the United States or fucking in the world, period, we're lazy human beings, right? We always want things easier, remote controls for TVs, right? Like fucking cars that drive itself. Like, we're lazy human beings. So if we get lazy in trading, right, then what are you gonna fucking learn? If you guys piggyback my calls 24/7, are you gonna ever be able to do this yourself? No. And again, mind you, this is what calls are for, right? Like, I learned from seeing calls, right? And mind you, in my times, they didn't put charts, right? Like back then it was only KJ and fucking Conduit. And even to this day, both these guys, they don't put charts. They never have. They probably never will. Well, look, there's once now. I guess he started to do it. Before he never put charts. So I didn't know why these guys used to get in calls. And when I started being an analyst, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna start posting my charts. And everybody started loving it, man. Everybody's like, oh, dude, now I see why. Thank you, Kenny. Oh shit, I want to take your class, because now I see why you're getting into trades and why, blah blah blah. Like those things help. They help. If me putting out a chart of something that I'm getting on will help you understand why I'm getting on it, and you're following me and you're jumping on every call that I'm jumping on, I want you guys to understand why. And again, those calls are great at the beginning. I followed calls for like about 4 or 5 months before I finally started doing it myself. But what did it lead for me to do that? I kept following the wrong fucking guys, man. I shit you not. Every time one trader used to have like 7 wins in a row, I jump on his call. That's the one that he misses. I was like, God damn it, dude, fucking shit luck. It was things like that. And again, at the same time, I couldn't blame the trader. I can't get mad at, even that day that Conduit did it, right? He did it right. And he ended up profiting in that trade, mind you, days later. But he went in super light, like you're supposed to. He only went 2 to 5%. He went in low leverage. I went in full port, max leverage, and wondered why my shit didn't work. you know?
Rookie
So,
mistake.
huh?
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, dude, big mistake, man. But this is why we have to take the time, right? Like if you guys are only following right now, that's fine, right? Read the details, man. These guys all put in details in their work. I put in details in my work, so that way when things don't go right, we're prepared for it, right? You're not, when I'm telling you guys, hey guys, go light, it's for a reason. It's because something is really not at the right place. And I expect that if I'm gonna average down, I'm gonna give it a good average down. Where if I got in here, shitty entry. Oops, guys, my bad. We only went in 1% of our port going light, right? That means that if I average down here, where there's a good support of something possibly that can continue an uptrend like it's doing right now, then that means my entry on that average down is going to come down here, right? If I go in 1% and I average down at 1% here, it's going to be my entry is going to be somewhere smack dab in the middle, right? But if you go in 1% and again, you plan on, trading with 5% of your port every time, right? Go in 1% if you're going in on something dangerous, because if it goes up, it's still going to make you money. It might not be as much money as you want, but it still makes you money, and profits are profits, right? But at least if you went in light, that second chance, you DCAing with like about 3% opposed to that 1%, will give you guys a way better entry. And again, even after every DCA, what's my number one rule? No matter what, after every fucking DCA, you got to have your stop loss. No matter what. Not, oh, I'm gonna move it down more, and no, guys, I'm gonna move it a little more. You just keep putting yourself in the worst hole when you guys do that, right? Like take the loss. It's part of it. That's fine. Even if it hits right here, because look at it, I'm putting it as support at this point, and it can easily hit my stop loss and continue going up. And then if I come back to it hours later or days later, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh shit, well, look where I placed it. I placed it exactly out of support, right? This is where you do your TA. You got to look for these things, If I also do something like this, well, let me find its demand zone. There it is, right? I got my full demand zone now. Now it lets me know that I have this whole zone, for possible pickup. And then where am I placing my stop loss? Right under that bad boy. Where in case if it does break, I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. If it breaks, I want to make sure I get out here. I'm not trying to get out down here. See what I'm saying? So you guys, rules are rules. They're there for a reason. I've always been a fucking rule breaker, live on the edge kind of guy. Trading has taught me to be more, lean towards my rules, right? Like I'm telling you guys from experience, every time I don't follow my rules, I tend to fuck up, no stop loss. Oh shit, damn, I got liquidated. Oh fuck me. Well, why? Oh, because I didn't have a stop loss. Even though that's one of my top 5 rules is to always have a stop loss on every trade, no matter how pretty, no matter how, beautiful the TA is, no matter how much is following it. Doesn't matter. You should always have a stop loss because you literally never know. Mind you, this market doesn't come with a warning sign when Bitcoin dumps 10K. It doesn't say, hey guys, guess what? We're about to dump 10,000 points right now. Get out of your longs. It doesn't say that shit. It just happens. And then we keep seeing it happen. We're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So when you guys have your set plans, your set, way of trading, there's no stopping you, man. It's just up from here. Alrighty, my peoples.
Sure.
Alright, my man. Alright, anybody else have any questions? If not, I am out of here, guys. You guys heard my son screaming. It's about that time for him to go to bed, and he likes to make it known when he starts screaming at the top of his lungs. So I gotta go put him to bed.
Yeah.
Hold on, I thought I heard. Oh, I thought one of you guys said something. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, again, let me know. If not, I will talk to you guys later, man. All right, rock and roll then, guys.